Well, based on today's market reaction so far, it looks like the hawks are coming out ahead when it comes to the Federal Reserve. So what you're seeing over here, mortgage rates are upticking just a little bit. The bond market's a little bit weaker than I thought based on today. Well, there's really no data. Look at the MBS market, it's down 21. So we basically gave back half of the gain that we saw yesterday. So MBS has started yesterday, they started the day here, rallied all the way up to here, and now here's where we are today. So how this works is basically how mortgage rates are created is we take the mortgage bond, the yield on this mortgage bond up here, add some LLPAs to it and profit margins, and that's the rate that the bank gives you. So that's basically the guidelines behind how rates are created. Now, what's going on today in today's market? Well, let's get over to here. Here's an interesting article, and this guy, I follow him quite a bit. I think this guy's a genius in my opinion, but let's just, he's got a lot of experience, a lot of assets under management. Let's hear what he's saying currently about market conditions.
We sat down with one of the heaviest hitters here at the Milken Global Conference, and that is real estate mogul and billionaire investor Barry Sternlicht. He is the CEO and chairman of Starwood Capital Group, one of the players in global real estate with $115 billion in assets under management.
A lot of money.
We started off by asking Sternlicht about his worldview on the economy, and here's what he said.
I do think you're seeing some weaknesses now that we anticipated, like the JP Morgan was saying that the excess spending savings would be out to finish in May, and you're now seeing in Starbucks results, McDonald's warnings, some of the things we're hearing about delinquencies on credit cards. So I do think the 50-60% of America is run out of savings and is going to start pinching their pennies. So I think, but on the other hand, there are so many, we read that $235 billion of money has gone to people who have cash, like you're earning 5% on your cash. That's $235 billion of spending power people didn't have. Most Americans' mortgages are fixed at 3.5%, so the rise in rates didn't change their income. Gas prices are fairly tame, as are natural gas prices as well as oil. So they have a job, and in places like Miami, where I winter base, the unemployment rate's 1.5%. It's still hard to find labor, and actually, thank goodness for some of the immigrants, because they've taken the jobs that Americans don't want and probably helped our labor force a little bit. In New York, they're letting migrants work now.
And it's such a politically charged topic, but the reality is there is a mass, and I know people out there are going to come at me when I say it, because it's like, well, they're undocumented, they're here illegally, how are they working? Because they're getting permits to work, and there's a cost, but there is a contribution that these people are making.
Look, I don't think we should have undocumented immigration, but as long as they're here, we might as well put them to work. Yeah. And instead of putting them on welfare, give them a job, right?
So that's what I want to explain to you guys. I've been talking about this for the last few weeks. We have earnings coming in from companies like Starbucks. When I got the Starbucks earnings report, I'm like, that's starting to crack the foundation. Then we start getting McDonald's and Yum Brands and all those. And the foundations are starting to crack, folks, for a good amount of people. Not everyone, and that's his point. Not everybody, is really, really suffering right now. If you are, God bless you. I feel bad for you. But if you're not, there's still a lot of people that are not suffering at this time. So we have a huge disparity in our economics here in the U.S. Then let's go over to here. Here's Yahoo. If you go to Yahoo Finance right now, Americans are souring on the economy. Then you look through here, McDonald's. McDonald's is putting back a $5 value meal to bring back people. Those are the things happening right now. Okay, so that's what I want to explain, one of those pieces of the puzzle. Next piece of the puzzle is how many people are they talking about when they talk about undocumented workers? Because these people are coming here to work. They also have to live. So most of them probably can't buy a home because of the, what they say up there, the unauthorized population, but they're going to live somewhere. So what's going to happen? Well, people are going to let them rent from them. So you're going to have people living in rental properties. So I just want to explain that to you. 11 million people. Well, how much really is that? Well, it depends on where you live. If you live in California, it's about a third of your economy there. But look down through here. How many whole states don't have 11 million people in them? Go down through here. It's crazy. So I don't think we really realize how many people are in this country right now illegally, and they are working, and they are going to need a place to live. So I want you to contend with that. So there, when we say there's a housing inventory and you say, well, we still have, houses didn't disappear. They're still building houses and so forth. But guys, you got to remember, we have legal migration coming here. We have people, getting born every day. And we also have 11 million people here undocumented. So that's one piece of the puzzle. Now it's also that political time of year where you're going to start hearing about Social Security. Why am I putting in this part in here? I really don't know. It was just prompted to me. But right through here, Treasury Secretary Yellen came out just the other day, you can see 2 days ago, and said Social Security is basically going to be insolvent by 2035. So you have to look at a lot of these politicians that are in office right now have been there for years and years and years and years. So what are they really doing? Well, it doesn't really look like they're doing much other than pandering to their voters, especially when you go over here to, we have Social Security that is basically our safety net for our whole country, almost everybody in the country. But then we start just keep giving money away in the tunes of, in this case, 146 billion in forgiven debt by student loans. So I know I pound on this subject, but when you start coming in saying, well, Social Security is going to be insolvent, well, you got to start cutting the costs somewhere. I cut, when things get tough at my house, we start cutting the cable bill. We start, turning off the lights, doing things like that. Maybe over here, you should stop giving away so much free money. So that's my report for today, folks. So right now on the market front, MBSs are down 21. We're probably going to see a little more of an uptick in rates right here. So I wouldn't expect, or I wouldn't be shocked if by the end of the day, we see rates settling in at 7.25 or 7.2, my apologies, 7.2. I don't think we're going to go to 7.25 for today. So that is my midday report. I'm still on the side. If you're out there about 30 days from from buying a house or more, float the rate. If you're under 30 days, you might want to look at, just taking advantage of some of these rate pullbacks that we've had over the last couple days. So thanks so much for watching, guys. God bless. Have a fantastic weekend. See you here on Monday. Bye-bye.